the world ended with a whisper. Not a bunga virus that twisted humanity into snarling beasts, leaving survivors like me to scrape by in the shadows of crumbling skyscrapers. I, Alex Rivera, was never meant to be the hero. In this twisted tale of survival and desire, I was the vicious side character, the Omega who schemed and betrayed to claw my way up in a brutal alpha-dominated world. But on that fateful night in the ruins of what used to be Chicago, as gunfire echoed and the scent of blood hung heavy, the alpha villain himself, Damian Blackthorne, pinned me against a rusted wall and sank his teeth into my neck, marking me as his forever, shattering every plot I thought I knew. My heart pounded like a war drum as his hot breath ghosted over my skin, the mark burning like fire through my veins. I shoved at his chest, my nails digging into the leather of his jacket. But he only growled deeper, his eyes locking onto mine with a possessiveness that made my knees weak. "You're mine now, little snake," he murmured, his voice a gravelly promise that sent shivers down my spine. The one who'd plotted to sell out his entire crew for a scrap of power. In the before times, before the outbreak turned America into a wasteland, I might have been just another kid from the suburbs of Atlanta, dreaming of college and a quiet life. But the virus changed everything. It didn't just kill. It awakened something primal, and us alphas became dominant predators. Omegas like me, vessels of submission and scent. Betas, the forgotten middle ground. Society collapsed into packs, scavenging for food, medicine, and territory in cities overgrown with vines and haunted by the infected. I fell in with a ragtag group led by Elijah Hayes, the golden boy alpha protagonist of this nightmare. Elijah was everything the stories glorified: tall, broad-shouldered, with piercing blue eyes and a moral compass that somehow survived the apocalypse. He saved strays, built alliances, and dreamed of rebuilding civilization. Me, I was the thorn in his side, the Omega who'd wormed my way into the pack by seducing betas and whispering poisons into ears. I stole rations, spread rumors, even sabotaged raids if it meant climbing higher. Why? Because in this world, vulnerability got you killed. And I'd learned that the hard way when my family turned feral and tore each other apart right in front of me. Elijah tolerated me because my scent could calm the pack during heat cycles. But he never trusted me. His beta second in command, Marcus Lee, a sharp-witted survivor from New York with a knack for tech, watched me like a hawk. And then there was Sofia Ramirez, the fierce Omega medic who'd patched me up more times than I deserved, her kind eyes always searching for the good in me that didn't exist. But Damian Blackthorne was the real monster, the alpha villain who ruled the northern territories with an iron fist. Whispers called him the Reaper, a man who'd burned entire settlements to ash for defying him. Tall and imposing, with scars crisscrossing his olive skin and hair as dark as midnight. He led a pack of outcasts, rogue alphas, desperate betas, even a few Omegas who'd chosen chains over freedom. They raided supply convoys, hoarded weapons, and left trails of bodies. Elijah's pack had clashed with them before, skirmishes that left us bleeding and bitter. That night, we'd ambushed one of Damian's convoys near the old Wrigley Field ruins, hoping to snag antibiotics for our sick. I had my own plan: tip off Damian's scouts for a cut of the loot, betray Elijah, and finally escape the suffocating pretense of loyalty. But plans crumble like old concrete. The ambush went south, gunfire erupted. Infected swarmed from the shadows. And in the chaos, I found myself cornered by 3 snarling mutants. That's when he appeared. Damian leaped from the darkness like a shadow given form, his machete slicing through the infected with brutal efficiency. Blood sprayed, and he turned to me, his scent hitting like a storm musk and smoke. Alpha dominance that made my Omega instincts scream to submit. "You," he snarled, grabbing my arm and yanking me behind cover. "The schemer. Elijah's pet poison. I spat in his face. Let go, or I'll gut you myself. But my voice trembled, betraying the heat pooling in my gut. He wiped the spit away, his lips curling into a smirk that was equal parts menace and intrigue. Bullets whizzed past as Elijah's voice shouted orders from afar. Damien fired back, his body shielding mine instinctively. Why? I didn't know then. But as we fought side by side, him with my stolen pistol, him with raw power, something shifted. His eyes flicked to me, not with hatred, but hunger. We escaped the fray, him dragging me into an abandoned subway tunnel. Why save me? I demanded, wrenching free once we were safe. My heart raced. His proximity was intoxicating. Forbidden. Because, he said, backing me against the wall, I've watched you. You're no one's pet. You're a survivor. Like me. His hand cupped my jaw, thumb tracing my lip. Panic and desire warred inside me. This was the villain, the man who'd slaughtered innocents. Yet in his gaze, I saw echoes of my own pain, loss, rage, the fight to endure. Before I could protest, his mouth crashed onto mine. It was fierce, claiming, a kiss that ignited every nerve. I bit back, tasting blood, but he only deepened it, his body pressing against me. Then, as if driven by some ancient instinct, he tilted my head and bit down on my neck, marking me. The bond snapped into place, a rush of emotions flooding through, his loneliness, my deceit, our shared desperation. I gasped, pushing him away. What have you done? The mark throbbed, binding us in ways I couldn't escape. In ABO lore, a mark was forever, linking sense, emotions, fates. Damien stepped back, eyes stormy. Made you mine. Now, choose, run back to your hero, or see what real power feels like. I fled, heart in turmoil. The mark a constant reminder as I rejoined Elijah's pack. They questioned my survival, but I lied, hiding the bite under my collar. That night, as the pack celebrated a Pyrrhic victory, I lay awake, touching the mark, feeling Damien's presence like a ghost. Days blurred into weeks. Our pack migrated south toward rumored safe zones in Texas, dodging infected hordes and rival groups. Elijah grew closer to Marcus, their budding romance the stuff of BL dream soft touches, whispered vows amid the ruins. I watched with envy, my vicious nature twisting it into resentment. Why them? Why not me? But the mark changed everything. Damien's emotions seeped through, regret for his past atrocities, a hidden dream of peace. I started dreaming of him intense, passionate encounters that left me waking in sweat. During a raid on an old military base in Indiana, I sabotaged our explosives, not for gain, but to avoid clashing with Damien's territory. Marcus caught me. You're a traitor, he hissed, pinning me down. Elijah intervened, his face etched with disappointment. Alex, why? We took you in. Tears stung my eyes first in years. Because I'm broken. Always have been. Sophia bandaged my wounds later, her voice soft. You're not broken, Alex. Just lost. That night, as the pack slept, Damien's pack attacked. Chaos erupted, fires blazed. Shouts filled the air. I slipped away, drawn by the bond, finding Damien in the fray. You came, he said, relief in his voice. I didn't choose this, I whispered, but my body leaned into him. He pulled me close. Neither did I. But fate doesn't ask. We fought together again, his pack overwhelming Elijah's. In the end, Elijah stood defeated, Marcus at his side. Take what you want. Blackthorn. Elijah spat. Damien glanced at me, I already have. The revelation hit like a gut punch. Elijah's eyes widened as he noticed the mark on my neck, peeking from my torn shirt. Alex, you're with him. The betrayal in his voice cut deeper than any blade, a mirror to the schemes I'd woven against him. Marcus lunged, but Damien's betas restrained him, the air thick with tension and the metallic tang of blood. I stepped forward, voice steady despite the storm inside. It wasn't planned, Elijah, but this world. It forces choices. My heart ached for the pack that had been my reluctant family. Yet the bond with Damien pulsed with undeniable truth. Damien signaled his men to stand down. We're not here to slaughter. Join us, or go your way. It was a mercy I hadn't expected from the Reaper. Elijah and Marcus exchanged glances, the weight of survival pressing down. Sophia, ever the peacemaker, nodded subtly. In the end, they chose alliance over annihilation, a fragile truce born from necessity. As we merged camps in the shadow of the base, whispers spread. I was no longer the side character. The mark elevated me to Damien's equal, his Omega consort in a world that revered such bonds. But equality came with shadows. Damien's pack eyed me warily, rogues like Jax Thompson, a hulking alpha with a grudge against schemers. Or Lena Voss, a beta sniper whose loyalty to Damien bordered on obsession. Nights blurred into intimate confessions. In our makeshift tent, Damien traced my scars, physical and emotional. I wasn't always this, he admitted, voice raw. Before the outbreak, I was a cop in Detroit, trying to protect my family. The virus took them, turned me into this. His eyes held oceans of grief, mirroring my own loss. I shared my truths, the betrayal of my parents, the streets of Atlanta where I'd learned to manipulate to survive. I poisoned alliances, stole lives indirectly. I'm no better than you. Our kisses grew tender, laced with forgiveness. His touch ignited fires, the mark amplifying every sensation, desire, trust, vulnerability. But peace was illusionary. Scouts reported a massive infected horde migrating from the east, drawn by some unknown signal. Worse, a rival Alpha Lord, Victor Kane from the Western Wastes, eyed our combined strength with envy. Kane was a tyrant, collecting Omegas like trophies, his pack a cult of blind devotion. During a scouting mission in the overgrown fields of Kentucky, Jax cornered me. You're poisoning him, just like you did Elijah. His alpha pheromones flared. Aggressive. I held my ground, the mark giving me strength. Damien stronger with me. Back off. He swung. I dodged, grabbing a knife. But Damien arrived. Fury etched on his face. Touch him again, and you're out. Jax backed down, but the seed of dissent was planted. Elijah and I mended fences slowly. Around a campfire, he confessed, I saw potential in you, Alex, but you pushed everyone away. Marcus nodded, his hand in Elijah's a reminder of the love I'd envied. We all have darkness. It's what we do next that matters. Inspired, I proposed a plan: fortify an old dam in Tennessee for hydroelectric power, creating a beacon for survivors. Damien approved, his pride in me evident. As we worked, our bond deepened. One stormy night, amid thunder, he pulled me into the rain-slicked ruins. I love you, he whispered, marking me anew, not with teeth, but words. Our bodies entwined, passion raw and healing, washing away sins. Yet Victor Kane struck. His spies infiltrated, kidnapping Sophia to lure us out. Rage boiled as we mobilized, trekking through flooded valleys. In the ambush, bullets flew. Lena fell, her sacrifice buying time. I faced Kane's Omega enforcer, a twisted soul named Riley Quinn, who mocked my villain's pet status. You think a mark changes anything? You're still vicious. Riley lunged. I fought back, channeling Damien's strength through the bond. Victor cornered Damien. Their alpha clash epic fists. Knives. Raw power. Elijah and Marcus flanked, turning the tide. In the melee, I saved Jax from a fatal blow, earning his respect. Victor fled, defeated but vowing revenge. We rescued Sophia, her gratitude a balm. That victory solidified our pack. But scars lingered. Months passed. Our damn base thrived, drawing wanderers. Damien and I led side by side, his villainy tempered by my influence, my viciousness softened by his love. But the horde loomed, a tidal wave of infected threatening everything. In a council meeting, tensions flared. We evacuate, Elijah urged. Damien countered. We fight. This is our home. I mediated, feeling the weight of lives. That night, Damien held me. Whatever comes, you're my anchor. His vulnerability moved me to tears. The horde hit at dawn, a sea of snarling horrors crashing against our defenses. Barricades buckled. Screams echoed. I manned the walls with a rifle. Damien at the front lines, his commands rallying all. Marcus rigged explosives. Elijah led charges. Sophia tended wounded. In the thick, an infected alpha mutated. Massive targeted Damien. He fought valiantly, but it overpowered him. Panic surged through the bond. I leaped from the wall, knife in hand, stabbing the beast's eye. It roared, swiping me aside. Pain exploded, but Damien finished it, cradling me. You're hurt, he gasped, blood mingling. I'll live, I whispered, the mark pulsing with shared strength. As the horde thinned, victory dawned. But Jax betrayed us, resentment boiling over. He opened a gate for stragglers. Infected poured in. Chaos reigned. Damien confronted him. Why? You stole my place. Jax snarled. I intervened. Voice steady. No one steals. We build together. But Jax lunged. Damien protected me, taking the blow. Enraged, I disarmed Jax, the pack subduing him. In the aftermath, Damien weakened from wounds. Forgive him, he urged. We did, banishing Jax to reflect. Our base held, a testament to unity. Healing took time. Damien's injuries were grave, infections setting in despite Sophia's efforts. I stayed by his side in the dim infirmary, the hum of generators a constant companion. His hand in mine, the bond conveyed his fading strength, urging me to lead. You've changed me, Alex. Made me believe in more than survival. Tears fell freely. Don't leave me. We have a future. Memories flooded, our first clash. The mark's fire. Stolen moments of laughter amid ruins. He was my villain, my redeemer. Elijah visited, his presence a bridge. He's strong because of you. We all are. Marcus added, the pack looks to you now. Their words ignited resolve. I rallied resources, scavenging for rare antibiotics in Nashville's skeletal high-rises. During the raid, Victor Kane ambushed again, his forces bolstered. The Reaper falls, and his Omega is mine. He taunted, his scent oppressive. Riley flanked him, eyes gleaming. I fought with ferocity born of love. You'll never touch him. Bullets whizzed. Our team Elijah, Marcus, Sophia covered me. In the climax, I faced Victor atop a crumbling tower. Wind howling. He charged. I dodged, using wits over brute force. A well-placed shot to his knee dropped him. Why fight for a monster? He gasped. Because love redeems. I spared him, binding him for judgment. Riley surrendered, her defiance crumbling. We returned triumphant, meds in hand. Damien recovered slowly, his eyes lighting at my return. My hero, he teased weakly. Our reunion was tender, kisses laced with gratitude. The pack celebrated, bonds forged in fire. But introspection followed. Damien confessed his past sins, raids that orphaned children, alliances shattered for power. I was lost. Alex. Until you. I shared mine, betrayals that cost lives. Like tipping off rivals that led to a massacre. We both have blood on our hands. But we can atone. Together, we reform the pack. No more raids. Instead, outreach to survivors. Building networks across states. Elijah and Marcus wed in a simple ceremony by the dam. Their love inspiring all. Sophia found solace with a beta newcomer, her healing extending to hearts. Yet the world remained harsh. A new threat emerged, government remnants in D.C. Experimenting on ABO dynamics. Viewing Omegas as tools. Scouts reported camps where bonds were forcibly severed. Damien and I led a reconnaissance to Virginia's borders. In moonlit forests, we shared dreams. A world where love isn't survival's enemy. He murmured, pulling me close. Our intimacy was profound. The mark a conduit for souls intertwining passion. Forgiveness. Hope. The mission turned deadly. Captured by patrols. We faced interrogation. Break the bond. Or die? Their leader demanded. Needles poised. Defiance surged. Our bond is our strength. I declared. Damien broke free. Chaos ensuing. We escaped. Alerting the pack. War brewed. But we chose diplomacy first. Sending envoys. In the standoff, humanity prevailed. Negotiations revealed the government's desperation seeking cures. Not control. We allied. Sharing knowledge. Damien's villainy became legend reformed. My viciousness. A tale of redemption. Years passed. Our base evolved into a thriving community. Children played safely. ABO roles fluid. Not rigid. Damien and I aged gracefully. Our love a beacon. One evening, atop the dam, he held me. You were the side character, but you became my everything. And you, my villain, my heart. We kissed as stars wheeled above. The apocalypse's scars fading into stories of triumph. The end wasn't perfect, threats lingered. Losses echoed, but it held meaning. In darkness, love illuminates, redeeming even the vicious and villainous. Our community, dubbed New Horizon, sprawled along the Tennessee River. A patchwork of reinforced buildings, hydro farms, and watchtowers. Survivors flocked, drawn by rumors of fairness. Damien led with quiet authority. His Reaper days a cautionary tale he shared in gatherings. Power without heart destroys, he'd say, his hand on my shoulder. I coordinated outreach. My scheming mind now plotting alliances. Elijah handled defense. Marcus tech innovations like solar grids defying the wasteland's gloom. Sophia's clinic bustled. Her empathy healing more than bodies. But shadows crept. Victor Kane, exiled, rallied dissidents. Preaching alpha supremacy. Whispers of raids reached us. Jax returned, reformed by solitude, begging forgiveness. I was blind, he admitted. We welcomed him warily, his strength bolstering us. A crisis struck. The government remnants demanded tributary omegas for experiments to stabilize the virus. Their envoy claimed. Outrage boiled. Damien refused. Eyes fierce. We fight for freedom. Preparations intensified. I trained recruits. My vicious instincts honing strategies. Nights with Damien were fervent. Our bond a fortress. If we fall, no, I regret nothing. He whispered, bodies merging in desperate passion. The battle came at dawn. Kane's forces allied with government troops storming our gates. Explosions rocked the dam. Infected, stirred by noise, joined the fray. Damien charged the front, machete flashing. I directed from heights, sniping threats. Elijah fell wounded. Marcus dragged him to safety. Sophia braved fire to aid. In the heart, I confronted Kane. End this madness, I pleaded. He laughed. You're soft now. Mark toy. We clashed knives, fists, raw will. His alpha strength overwhelmed. But the bond surged. Damien's emotions fueled me. I disarmed him. Knee on his throat. Yield. Government forces wavered, seeing our unity. Their leader parleyed, alliance, not subjugation. We accepted. Terms fair. Victory's cost was high lives lost. Structures scarred. Damien, bloodied but alive, pulled me into an embrace. We did it. Love. Rebuilding forged deeper bonds. Kane reformed under watch. His tyranny broken. Jax proved loyal, saving Damien in the final push. As seasons turned, new horizons symbolized hope. We hosted summits. ABO equality preached. Children, unmarked by old divides, played freely. Damien and I wandered ruins one day, reflecting. From villains to builders, he mused. From side to savior, I replied. Our kiss sealed legacies. The apocalypse taught, amid ruin. Love rebuilds. Humanity redeems. Our story, once vicious and villainous, ended in profound meaning unity. Forgiveness. Enduring light.